Really quick, everybody, this entire video will be timestamped, so if you don't want to watch the whole thing and just get straight into a different topic, please check the pinned comment or the little red bar right down below you. Again, this entire video will be timestamped, and I'd appreciate you guys watching whatever part that you'd like to. If you're sticking around, guys, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels, and this is a Let's Talk Clen series on the channel where I ask you guys to jump in the Discord server, which if you are new here, description, pinned comment, would love to have you there, and I ask you guys to give me a topic to talk about for a video. Usually we talk about Fortnite gaming, but of course we can talk about anything at all. One more thing before we get into it, you're still gonna have to bear with me. I'm still a little short of breath, just recovering from illness, so I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but I'm needing to take like decent sized breaths here. But with that being said, let's get into the first one for today. Timestamps are there if you would like to use them. Starting off with, do you think there should be a separate map for zero build? I never really thought about that actually. A separate map for zero build would be interesting. Ultimately, I would say no, just to keep it like, first of all, that would be horrible on the Epic Games developers to constantly update, because if you update one map with the season, you'll have to update the other map, and if they were different, it would just probably be way too much for Epic Games to handle, especially with everything that they're probably working on. So, but if they could, I don't know if that's the right thing to do. Like the map's been pretty good, especially the Chapter 4 map with zero build, like separating and giving enough cover, because I know it was a problem in Season 3 with a lot of like land that wasn't occupied, a lot of open land, and it was a little bit of a problem for zero build, and then they had to update that throughout the seasons. But this map, I feel like it's okay for zero build, so ultimately I think no, but it's an interesting idea. I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think there should be a separate map for build and zero build? Moving on to the next topic, how was the wedding? And it was, if you guys don't know, the reason I took some time off YouTube was one, because I fell ill, and two, I actually planned to have some time off because I got married, and it was wonderful. Everything went perfectly. As you could probably see, I'll use it in the thumbnail here. I knew this question was coming. Also, you were asking me to share some pics. I don't know if who's like comfortable with me sharing who they are on YouTube, so what you got is the thumbnail picture, to be honest. So that's really the only picture that I'm confident I'm allowed to share. You know what I mean? I just want to be respectful of everybody, but it went perfectly. Absolutely nothing wrong. I didn't plan a thing. I just kind of showed up. My girl like did all the planning, so I can't take credit, but everybody said it was like the best wedding they've been to, which is very nice. And I'm sure like people actually hear about that, but everything did go like incredibly smoothly. I had like an amazing group of people there, and it was, I would say it's the best moment of my life, which is, I didn't know if that would happen, but yeah, everything was perfect. Enjoyed the wedding a lot, but I'm glad to be back. Moving on to the next topic though, do you still think Creative 2.0 is the future with the community's frustration right now with it? I do, and like I said, guys, I made videos talking about this, and I've talked about it a lot of Let's Talk Cleanse. I've talked about it in a lot of streams with you guys. Things like these take time. When Creative 2.0 came out, I made a whole video, and I was even talking about like, you guys got to give Epic Games some room to like not only fix the bugs, but to constantly improve it. And they've been very vocal about what their goal is. Like 3-5 years down the line, this thing's gonna be perfect in time. Right now the community's frustrated, but I completely expected it, to be honest with you. But I still am very confident in Creative 2.0. When they flush it out more, I'm going to be making a map, and it's going to be the best Battle Royale map. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait for it, guys. Like, honestly, this is going to be the future of Fortnite. It's going to be perfect. Creative 2.0 is the future. I'm still confident in it, and you guys can come back here one day and be like, yeah, big brain Clen was right. Moving on, tell us a story from your wedding. I actually don't know if I have any stories. Like, everything went perfect. Like, from start to finish. And of course, like, there's a lot of inside things I can tell you, like it's some like drunk guy did a funny thing, you know what I mean? But I don't know if that would necessarily be funny for a video. I guess a story is actually something, well, I was thinking like throughout the entire way through, I actually teared up when my girl came out, and I never thought in a million years I would do that. So I guess that's a story I could tell. I don't know if you're interested, but I guess that's why the timestamps are there, right? So I was talking to a few of you guys in stream before the wedding, and I was talking about how I just like sat down my girl, and I was like, listen to you, because apparently it's the thing all girls want, is to have their husband cry when they walk down the aisle. And I was like, I sat her down, I'm like, listen, I'm not a crier, because I don't cry, you know what I mean? I'm just not one of those people. I sat her down, and I was like, listen, I'm just gonna smile when you walk down, that's pretty much it. And then she, like, I finally got it through her head, and she really wanted it, and I was like, okay, well, we got that, so it's all gonna be smooth sailing. And the wedding came, and then she actually ended up walking down the aisle, and I teared up a little bit. But like, my boys were crying, like not crying, but you know what I mean. My boys were like all emotional who were standing with me, like most of them, and I was like, it all came down to the moment, and then I actually almost shed a tear. Nothing rolled down my face, but she was incredibly happy. So I guess that counts for a story, right? For those of you in stream that I was talking about it to, yeah, I actually got emotional through it, and I was like very, very surprised that happened. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe that happened to me. I'm still in disbelief, to be honest with you. Do you think Fortnite Creative 2.0 will bring massive battle royales that can support 250 players or more? I want your opinion on this. Yeah, one day, and this is something that Tim Sweeney said over at Epic Games. It said with the future, they're looking for a way to support the game, not only to make bigger battle royales, but pretty much to do, I don't know about like more than 250. Like, we got to be a little bit reasonable here, but like at least 200 player battle royales, I would imagine. Like, they literally want you to build whatever you want in Fortnite. So I guess like if you have the platform for it, or if you have the map, you get your map out there and then everybody, you know, likes playing it, then I guess you really could. But that's like a big server issue. Going over 250, like probably going over 200 is like really pushing it. But they said they're improving it, and along the years, as they continue to improve it, you're going to be able to make more and more and bigger things. So yes, I think that you will definitely be able to get more players. I just don't know about like 250. If you would have to change the main game of the channel from Fortnite to a different live service game, then what would it be? I'd probably just go back to Smash Bros. To be honest with you, there's just not a ton to talk about with Smash Bros. I could just like talk about what could come in Smash 6, and I would still love talking about Smash Bros. I still love Smash Bros. There's just not nearly as much to talk about with Fortnite. Plus, we've developed like quite the Fortnite community here, so I'm thankful for that. But if I had to go like change the game, but I would just probably have to go with Smash Bros. Again. What do you think about the new crew pack perk where you get the Rocket League Battle Pass in addition to the current things from the crew? I actually didn't know until you wrote that, Mark, that there was a Battle Pass screen, like a Battle Pass edition. Maybe I did know that and it just slipped my mind, but I knew about the Rocket League cosmetics that you got. But I didn't know that it was like a whole Battle Pass thing. Regardless, I think it's a nice addition to the crew. Anything to improve the crew. And I still want to make a video. I keep delaying it, man. I keep delaying it where I want to make a video. It's like, hey, Epic Games, if you do this to the Fortnite crew, it's going to be absolutely perfect. But anything that's adding to the Fortnite crew right now is perfect. I'm still unsubscribed myself, but still, and I'm looking at my Fortnite screen right now. It says Rocket Pass Premium. That's funny. But yeah, anything to add to the Fortnite crew is a W in my eyes. If you had an icon skin, what would your skin look like? Could you tell us what features it has? Nitros, I thought about this a lot. I've talked about it a lot. I am not creative in that sense. I don't really know what I would go about for making my own skin. I would obviously have a base style that kind of like looks like me, but other than that, the only thing that I'm sure we'll have is a horribly toxic emote. That's what I really want. Watts came up with a great concept where the emote was like a synced emote where you could get into a ring, because I'm really into Muay Thai, boxing, all that stuff, so you could like fight somebody in a ring and it would be a really cool synced emote. So ever since Watts came out with that, I was like, hey, that'd be a pretty good idea too. But toxic emote, absolutely for sure. But for the design of the skin, I don't know, man. We're gonna get there one day. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get a Clen icon series set. Moving on though, what would you want to see in the Smash Bros movie for the storyline? And oh man, the Smash Bros movie, I hope that's coming, dude. From what we've seen with the Mario movie, and no spoilers because it's brand new, but we did see certain aspects of like Smash Bros when characters were going against each other, which was really cool. So I would want to see more of what they did in the Mario movie, which I thought was great, to be honest with you. I thought they handled the Smash Bros stuff very well. Like, we saw Spike in the movie. Again, I'm not going to talk about spoilers, but it was all very well done. For like actual story-wise, I think that you could just do something, honestly, along the lines of the Subspace Emissary. Even if you wanted to copy and paste the Subspace Emissary, and I'm talking about from Brawl, in case you guys don't know the actual, because I know some people just call it the story mode. The story mode from Brawl. If you wanted to copy and paste that story and just flush it out and explain it a little bit more, I think it'd be solid. I think it'd be really solid. It would hit everybody with the nostalgia, like, punches that we just need, you know what I mean? I would be so happy to watch that, like an improved version of the Subspace Emissary. I'd be so down for it. Thoughts on the Star Wars update? Well, I'm recording this the night before it comes out, so we haven't seen it so far, but I'm really hoping. I love the Clone Wars, and if this is a Clone Wars update, which I'm still a little bit unsure on whether or not it is, it's going to be great. Would you agree that Epic is trying more in Chapter 4 than in Chapter 3? The themes, battle passes, events, skins, items, POIs, and story have all been far better this chapter in my opinion. Not to mention we're finally getting themed cruise skins again. I feel like Epic Games, when you're talking about that, Epic Games might be listening more to the community. For example, like where people really wanted a theme, and we seem to be getting that theme. But I don't know if they're necessarily trying more in Chapter 4 than Chapter 3, because they did a lot of stuff in Chapter 3. Chapter 3 was full of some great updates. Epic Games tried a lot of things, and they just missed with it. Not a lot of people like Season 2. I love Season 2, and Season 3 was like, ooh, that was a little bit of a big miss. Excuse me if you could hear my knuckles cracking there. It was a big miss, and Season 4 was very hit or miss as well. So, but at the same time, they were still releasing like a really good amount of content. And there was a lot of brand new things. Their events were, I thought they were really good. So I don't know if it's not right to say that they're trying more in Chapter 4. I think they're just like hitting home runs more in Chapter 4. You know what I mean? they really got, they might be listening to the community in the sense, like it just mentioned, with these themes of the skins. That's just one thing to point out. We'll see what they do with the events. Maybe we're going to get something along the lines of a final showdown again. The storyline seems to be picking up too. Well, kind of. Like, is it better than the Chapter 3 storyline? It's still like a little bit of holes in it. It's intriguing, but still, I'm like, come on, Epic Games, we need something a little bit more. But the Chapter 4 just has been better. But I don't know if Epic Games has been not trying as much in Chapter 3. But I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments, honestly, because I'm a little bit conflicted when it comes to that. It's a very, very interesting topic. Moving on again, what do you think the most pointless syndicate in the Fortnite story is? Honestly, I think it's a strong argument to have that it's this syndicate that, or all the syndicates that we're seeing right now in the Fortnite storyline, because they don't seem to be doing very much. That could change in the future, but talking about other syndicates, I don't know, like, there has been quite a few pointless ones, but at the end of the day, have they really done more, or I mean less than what we've seen so far with this season? I would argue it's this season. Maybe the Peace Syndicate. Of course, the people trying to fight for peace, right? But I would have to go with the syndicates that are in this season right now, to be honest with you. Do you think Epic Games should add an LTM with just lightsabers and Force Mythics? I personally don't understand why they haven't done this yet, considering the current lightsabers are very underpowered from what they should be, and almost every SMG and shotgun can outclass them. Mythics should be fun and rewarding to use and not feel like a hindrance. Also, in my opinion, LTM, this should come back every time they add a new Star Wars character. Same with Marvel and Marvel Showdown LTM, so that brings more players back, even for those that aren't interested in buying the skins. That's a very good idea at the end, but I completely agree with what you said about mythics, because I've always been on the side of, hey, give me the mythics that are really, really powerful. If you guys remember when Star Wars first got introduced to Fortnite, those Star Wars mythics were insane, and everybody had them in endgames, and we had all of these Star Wars duels. Why are the lightsabers not like that anymore? Honestly, they were so much fun. We had so many people just swinging the lightsabers around, and they were, yeah, you know what, they were a little bit broken. No problem at all for me. Have them give you mats again. Have them like with that insane range. Have them do so much damage. Not be slow. Not get shotgun. That is a mythic item. The lightsabers being in the game shouldn't be a hindrance, like you said. The lightsabers should not be a hindrance at all. It should be a mythic, and it should be like encouraged for you to use them during this event. But on the other side of the coin, if you don't like Star Wars and you just want to play Fortnite, then you run into a little bit of a problem, right? Ultimately, I do think if there's an event and mythics in the game, they should be overpowered, especially something like lightsabers. But I would absolutely love an LTM. An LTM is a good compromise, to be honest with you. Just an LTM with just lightsabers and Force Mythics, I'd be so down for it. But like we've seen it with Marvel LTMs before. I'm so down for it. Moving on, though, how would you improve the storyline right now? There's a lot of things I do to improve the storyline, but one thing is just give us some consistency. To be honest, like, we just need to not give up on certain little pieces of the storyline every single season. Epic Games keeps teasing us with stuff, and I understand they might come back in the future, but at the same time, there's nothing that's really, like, reaching out to us right now to be super, super interested in. Like, give us little bits and pieces on the map where it's like, remember, I always point back to, like, the Midas stuff, man. Then the device, it was storyline done perfectly. Every single little like week, a little update, there was some little thing changed for us to take a look into, and it was all leading up to the device event. It was all leading up to Midas working in the basement in the agency. That was a storyline done perfectly. So you need stuff like that. Or you want to talk about Season X, the Rift Gates. There's not the Rift Gates, excuse me, the Rift Zones, or the Rift Devices, the Rift Beacons, that's what they are. I was trying to think about what they were. The Rift Beacons, every single week there was something new, and then the rocket was getting built. In Season 4, the rocket was getting built. Like, you got the story told through the loading screens. Epic Games just needs to do what they did in Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. They did that storyline perfectly. No matter how you tell it, you follow those steps, and you can improve the Fortnite storyline. With that being said, though, guys, I am going to call it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you to everybody who participated. If you're new here and enjoyed the content, please hit the like button, help out the channel a ton, and subscribe if you are brand new. Join the Discord, help us make the next videos. But for right now, I will have 2 fantastic Fortnite videos for you to check it out. Check them out. They are absolutely great. Look out, there's probably going to be a stream later. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.